What's up, guys? I'm Vaping with Ace. This is just going to be a video on me and my buddy Eric Zanne here, author, also my roommate. We're just going to be hanging out, talking about random vapes we've had, and mostly about the TFV8, but really his tank, all the mods we've been using. It's just going to be a really chill vapor talk. So, sounds good to you. Stick around. Hey, what's up, guys? This is Vaping with Ace, and this is my buddy here, Eric Zanne. He's gonna have his own YouTube channel too. He's gonna He's gonna be uploading videos soon as well.
On how to write shitty stories.
Yeah, it'll be some good stuff. But he's also a vapor, and he's my roommate. Thought we'd make a video together. So this right here is the Smok TFV8 tank, and I want to make a first impressions video because I wasn't expecting much from this tank, but it's really surprised me, and especially compared to the original Smok Cloud tank, it's so much better. This thing is shit, and I never vaped this. Like, I seriously I didn't even go through one coil before I decided I would never fucking use that. Oh, just try it. It's terrible.
This juice sucks, or this thing has no flavor.
It has no flavor, yeah.
And it's wobbling.
Yeah. You see, they do not fit on any Wismec products, right? So you have an RX200, you have a vapor flask, you have anything, it will not sit flush because that's the longest 510 I've ever seen, and it's ridiculous. Aside from that, there's no flavor. They have this stupid top airflow system that does nothing but kill flavor, and that's even with it off, and there's no flavor. Like, you just can't taste anything on this tank. And they had some other coils for it that were better. I'm going to give it some credit. The newer coils are better, but they're still not even as good as a normal, just like Aspire tank.
Number one, totally should have thought about the wattage.
Oh god, did you burn that?
Yeah. But at the same time, the only thing I tasted was the burnt, no flavor.
Yeah. And it's a mess. It was a mess from the beginning. It was a good idea, but it was just a mess.
Was it a hot mess or just lukewarm?
It was a lukewarm mess.
Oh, that's
the thing is, you could run the thing at 120 watts and still not get any flavor, and it was a bitch.
Yeah, I was just running it at 100.
Yeah, and it's just no. This new one, they call it the Cloud Beast, and I mean, it so far has lived up to the name for me. It's definitely a cloud chasing tank. And the flavor on this is ridiculous. It's honestly as good as my Griffin RTA with regular round wire, and this is a subohm tank. And the flavor on this is as good as an RTA, which is ridiculous, right? Here, I'll let you get a vape off of it, see what you think. 120 watts.
Yeah, that's definitely vapor. Good flavor. And
yeah. The biggest thing I notice about this tank is that, it may not be the most refined flavor, but the vapor density is just so thick that it just punches you in the face with all of the flavor that whatever juice you're vaping has. So you're not going to get, the little notes, the precise flavor, but it gives you a shit ton of the general idea. There's a little
bit more flavor in that than my build on here.
He's using the Limitless RDTA. Yeah.
Small little side fact. I don't have the new Plusy one that has a 510. So instead I went out and bought this.
Drip tip, 510 drip tip.
I went out and bought this. It's made for something else.
Yeah, what is that made for?
I can't remember. I bought it from a vape shop, and all you gotta do is it's not over here. I took a little multi-tool that had a file on it, and I just went around it like 4 times, and it just fits beautifully.
Yeah, so you just filed it down, and now it works really well. For some reason, it didn't come with the 510 drip tip to begin with. The new ones do, so if you buy it now, you're good.
You couldn't actually fit a 510.
Yeah, you couldn't even stick
Apparently, enough people complained that the Limitless
now they do,
1 or Plus or something like that.
Yeah, but if you have one of those Limitless ones, you can just take a file and just make it a little bit bigger, and you'll be able to fit some other drip tips in there.
Yeah. or you can go get this thing, which is $11. Again, I can't remember exactly what it was.
Yeah. Definitely for that one,
they
I'll go
have
to a
it.
vape shop because you're going to need to try on a few different things. It's not something you'll be able to order. But if you do have a limitless, then
Yeah,
definitely.
it almost
Because the stock drip
fit.
tip is.
It almost fit by itself, and it's made out of like this kind of rubbery plastic, so it's easy to
Yeah, I
ground
think
down.
it's Delrin, more than likely.
So yeah.
So as far as the comparison, the original TFV8 goes, I mean, if you can look at the bore on the original TFV8, now that's not bad, but see that outside channel? All that's going for the top airflow. So it's not giving you any flavor. And it means nothing, essentially. But compare that to the new TFV8.
I think if
Look, you can see down into the coil head. That's how big that fucking airflow is.
I think
And
if you like a cool vape, the top airflow.
Yeah,
I'm not worried
it's-
about flavor.
Yeah,
But
yeah. And the
just
thing
when you
is,
sit down.
even though this is a cloud tank, you can run it. Now this is kind of stupid at 90 watts, but that's the low end. But at 90 watts, you still get a good vape, and it's a very cool vape.
You sure you don't want to do the 200?
That's like a 90 watts is kind of a medium vape.
Yep.
Yeah,
Got a bit more of the sweet, less tart, more sweet in the
Yeah.
flavor too.
Reason the anarchist. It's essentially imagine Looper, but it's about a 90-10, so it's a very thick juice.
Also, difference between that I've noticed with that juice and other Fruit Loop types. Most of them you just get a punch in the throat of Fruit Loop. I don't actually like the
you get that lemon.
bittery
You get a
ones.
lemon pledge flavor with most of them.
That one's actually tastes like milk and cereal, so
Yeah,
it's a
it's very
lot
good.
milder. I prefer it. That's pretty much the only Fruit Loopsy type I'll ever vape.
Yeah, and me, I love Fruit Loop vapes, but I can't do them for more than maybe like a tank or a tank and a half, and then I get sick of it because you get that lemon pledge throat punch, and it's just not fun. But with this, you don't get that. I also wanted to use that in here because subohm tanks usually can't vape with over like a 70-30 or you start getting dry hits. But this is like some thick ass dripper juice and these gigantic fucking wick holes that you can see wick it up beautifully. And we're gonna do a torture test on this thing because manufacturer says it can go up to 260 watts. So we're going to do it on 200 on my IPv5 fully charged batteries, and then we're going to do it at 250 on the RX. So 200 watts, 200 watt vape on a subohm tank. It's not burning, it's not... It's a nice vape, honestly. But whew, man, the neck. Woo! Oh boy.
We should have went down to 3 for this test.
Yeah, that's 4. The Anarchist only comes in 2, 4, and 6, which is weird. I wish they made a 3. Anarchist, if you're listening, make a fucking 3.
Wow, it is hot as fuck.
Yeah, it's a very, very warm fucking vape.
And we're about to make it even better.
Yeah. But the amazing thing is that you can vape this thing down at 90 and get a nice cool vape. Or if you're really just Mr. Extreme, you can rock it up to 250, no problem. And unlike the original ones, the TFV8 sits beautifully, no wobble, no gap, no nothing on all the Wismec products. So if you have an RX, it's going to fit perfectly flush. It's going to be a great combo, great combo.
We go for 250?
Yeah, I'll go all the way. Fuck it. All right, 250 watts. That's the technical difficulties. 250 watts on
6.12 volts.
6.12 volts, 1.5 ohm coil. Oh boy. Oh, oof. But it does it. It doesn't burn. Doesn't do nothing. It's good, but damn.
Fuck, that's warm.
You got this. I believe in you.
Believe all you want. Nope. Oh, fuck.
Ooh. So yeah, it can do it. I don't know why you'd want to, but it can do it.
I don't really see a reason to run it over 200 on anything.
No.
To include a dripper.
Yeah.
But I'm not doing
Hey,
any
I mean,
psychotic
that's your thing.
things.
That's your thing. You know, I'm not hating, but damn. Let's do 155. Much better. If I'd say if you run, if your usual vaping range is around 70 watts, and you're going to want to run this around 120, 130.
Yeah, there's no flavor left to this. It's all just heat.
Yeah, because once you get over 130, you're going to lose a lot of that flavor, but you're going to get a vape that you're pretty much used to at about 130 watts, 120 or so, and yeah. But the thing is, even compared to an RTA, the amount of vapor you get is ridiculous.
I think I might be out vaping you, but this thing's got huge fucking air.
Right. Whew. And that's also more of a drip tank. That's top coils. I'm gonna go get my Boreas RTA, which is very comparable to this, and I'm going to tell you why I think getting this over another 25 millimeter is going to be the better option.
And while he's gone, you can always check out Spare the Lambs, which is currently on ebook at Amazon for $1. And in October, my short story, my nonfiction short story, will be out on Under the Gum Tree. So I just upgraded. I had the classic flask. I didn't really have too many issues with it. I don't do huge vapes, so like huge heats, so I never needed anything up to 150. Kind of wobbling.
Wobbly?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Doesn't lock quite on there, right?
Yep. TFV8, that's better. It's funny. Scroll.
But I like the fact that you can actually put, except for that one that which wobbles a little bit, you can put this gigantic, freaking huge thing on there. Like that's what is that? 28
millimeter?
Yeah.
It's 25-ish.
25. Supposedly you can put 32 on that one, and it'll be flush.
Ish.
Yeah.
It come off the front a little bit, but generally it won't look weird.
This one, my Limitless, which, what would you think that is? About 24, 5? No, it's not even that big. Probably about 23. Maybe 23, sheer guessing. It kind of sat off the edges of what I was talking about earlier. This kind of hangs over the lip a bit, if you can see that. On my old flask, which is why I went up to this.
This right here, the Boreas RTA, is kind of one of the top dogs in the 25 millimeter game right now. This is an RTA, and honestly, for some reason, with most 25 millimeter RTAs, you just do not get flavor for some odd reason. Like you just lose so much flavor when you go to that 25 millimeter, even though there are good benefits to it, but flavor is definitely not one of them.
I would hate to see what this actually looks like. Actually, I'm gonna put it on there.
Yeah, it'll look really funky.
Flavor.
That's a cinnamon cookie.
Mild.
Yeah, not getting much flavor. That's a good vape, right?
Bitten a little.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't quite get in your mouth, but it worries me the whole time I hear that.
Yeah.
Now I know we started this as the what was that again?
TFV8.
TFV8, and we're doing a ton of other reviews. That's because this dude's lazy and he hasn't done any
Yeah,
of
this is
those.
just vape
So
talk.
we're just compiling
I think what I'm gonna
together.
title this video is Vape Talk TFV8. Just a couple dudes chilling, talking.
Let's see how horrible this looks.
Yeah. Okay. This is 25 millimeter RTA on the vapor flask.
Okay. Vape Board Classic, which I can never find anything for. Like I haven't seen them in a shop.
Yeah, they're kind of hard to find.
Actually, that's not too much worse than the
Yeah, it's not that bad.
than the RDTA.
But yeah, that's what it's going to look like whenever you run these bigger tanks on something that's not made for it. Like even IPv5, you can actually see there's just a tiny gap on a lot of these. So you have to be careful whenever you're getting a TFV8 or any other 25 millimeter type devices that you have something that can actually fit it, because a lot of them can't.
But really, it won't matter that much. Unless you get like huge hangover and then you drop it,
Right.
it might snap, I guess. But other than that, it's just an aesthetic thing. So,
Okay, so compare that to this. Tell me which bait you think is better.
definitely this one. But I also like the airflow too.
Yeah,
I like the bigger.
the airflow on the berets, it's pretty interesting. Yeah,
Okay, there we go.
yeah.
This looks like it's got the painted big ass. Wow, yeah. Okay. Now, granted, this one, it's got some. I think it's yeah, it's leaking. So it's leaking for one thing. Number two, the ring has got oil on it. It is a pain in the ass to adjust
Yeah,
the.
there's a tooth on it. Yeah. Double tooth. There you go. Vape capital.
That actually wasn't that bad because the flavors actually mixed together really well. Here, try it.
All right, gotta do all the cloud chasers proud.
Oh, that isn't cloud chasing. Come on.
Ooh. Actually, it does mix pretty well.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Actually, we might do an experiment. Just take those two flavors, put it into this, and see if it mixes well. If it's gonna give us some weird vape. Like one thing I noticed about quality juices, they will actually mix together. So if you get two good flavors and you just
Yeah.
shake the living shit out of them, they'll work. The crappy ones, like the ones you get at the gas station, those
Yeah.
little bottles for
Or
like $5.
even any of the cheaper like
Yeah.
Mount Baker vapor type stuff.
So horrible experience. I was running low on juices, and I had like 3 or 4 bottles that had a little bit in there. So I put them all together, thinking it would make this interesting flavor. It didn't. It was kind of like vape roulette because this hit
Yeah.
was the shitty
Yeah, that was the
tobacco.
craziest
This
thing.
one was grape.
Yeah.
This one was. They didn't even blend together.
Yeah.
It was each hit was in different
For some
flavor.
reason, low quality juices just I think maybe because there's different compositions or something. I don't fucking know.
But yeah, they do not mix.
They do not mix.
So yeah, that might be something we could give a go on that one because I like those. I might put those in a bottle and mix it up, see what we can
Yeah.
get.
So the reason I think this is something better, and you should go for this tank right here over essentially any other 25 millimeter RTA or anything
However,
else.
this thing is awesome.
Yeah, that thing's yeah. If you want a 22 millimeter, they go with that.
I
But for
very much
25
like
millimeter
this.
type stuff, I would go with this because it's not just a subohm tank. And here's the thing, it actually has an RTA deck that is better than the RTA deck on here. And I'm going to show you that now. And I'm just going to cut this out.
While we're waiting, one slight caveat. Well, another one. First, you got the drip tip thing on the top here. Another one. I don't know if they changed this with the new version that they're sending out, but they only sent one glass. It slipped. My flask fell out of my pocket, cracked the glass. They're cheap. I got 3 of them for like $4, but then I spent $20 to get them here from China before a month. So yeah, if you're gonna get the Limitless, the old one, maybe even the new one. I don't know if they threw a glass into that one, an extra glass. Go ahead and order glass with it. They're pretty cheap, and yeah. Speaking of which, I do, however, love the hipster bowler is like my favorite now. Also, Liquid State is a great company. I love their juices. But one slight problem with the anarchists and the ones like this is this freaking annoying drip thing.
Oh, God,
it fits
that's
nothing
ridiculous.
we've got.
It's nothing.
To include the awesome thing, how this thing is awesome, and how do you get the top off? I've seen you do it. But
Oh yeah. If you have this, if you get the TFV8 and you use bottles like that, good luck. Yeah, it has this little fill hole right here, right there. right? And that's great for glass dripper bottles or unicorn bottles. But I mean, if you try to put this thing into that little hole, it's just not gonna fucking work. I actually have to take the silicone ring out of here, which is a bitch, and then fill it in there without, and then put the silicone ring back in, which is also a huge bitch.
Yeah, he was spending like 10 minutes before.
Yeah, it took me forever.
Whenever I got this, because the Limitless has this little side fill, little slit right there, which I haven't had any problem with any other type of bottle, except for this particular type, which I've seen a few companies use. So it's not just what company even makes this?
Anarchist is the one who makes it.
Okay, yeah.
I think it's their only flavor.
Oh, they got other flavors. I've seen other ones.
Oh, okay. That's their first one though.
But yeah, other companies use this type, so it's not just Anarchist. I just keep a bottle that you got from another one, wash it out, and just pour that into here and use this, because then you got the nice little drip thing.
Yeah. So here is the deck. This is after it's been all cleaned up, right? This is the Velocity RTA deck that comes with this subohm tank. And this RTA deck is one of the nicest I've ever seen. It's identical to the newest version of the Heracles deck. It has that big ass airflow down there, big ass juice flow channels, and overall you're essentially going to get as good of an RTA experience as you would with, you know, a Boreas or something like that, but you're also going to get a kick-ass subohm tank, one of the better subohm tanks right now, in my opinion.
Yeah, that in comparison to, I don't have it because I gave it away. The clap, or wait, hanger, I got the 6mm RDTA. That little itty bitty deck with the little screws.
Yeah,
and
the Kanger subohm tank with the RBA deck.
Yeah, and I drilled holes in the side of it in the metal so I can get more juice in there.
Yeah,
and I
did modify so much stuff to make it not suck ass.
I had to drill some air holes in the side to make it where it's not that big of a. And in the end, I just gave it away. Yeah. Someone said something about they want to just maybe start vaping someday because they're pretty old, and it was their birthday. So I was like, here, I gave them an old mod that I had, and then that tank, and just like take it.
So essentially, if you're on the market for a good RTA, then I think you should get this one, $38. Average retail price is around $38. Because you're going to get an RTA and a kick-ass subohm tank. And if you're in the market for, you know, a big-ass subohm tank, then you should get this, because you're also going to get an RTA. So you're essentially getting 2 in 1. And this cost me less than that Boreas did. That Boreas cost me about $45, and this cost me $38. And this is a subohm tank too. So it's just, you're getting a lot for your money. They include 2 coils, and so far the coils have lasted me an incredibly long amount of time, considering I run them consistently at around 120 watts. And you're getting a kick-ass RTA deck. So overall, I think it's a good buy. I mean, $38, you're getting all of that. I think it's a good buy.
Yeah.
So yeah, anything else you wanted to talk about?
So I like
the Hanya RDA is one that we've tried out in the past few months. Kick-ass vape off of it. It's a postless deck.
You can also do a lot with
it's the least expensive postless RDA you can get, so it's really attractive.
Well, non-clone. I did get one
that's
for like
not a shitty clone.
$12 off somewhere, and it's pretty awesome. But the screws, man.
Yeah, and the Hanya, those post screws are so bad that you literally just, once they strip, you're fucked, because you can't pull them out of there. They will not come out. They include extra screws, but those screws, focus it off. The screws will not come out.
Yeah.
So once you strip them, and you will after about 3 or 4 builds, it's useless.
Yeah.
So don't buy the Hanya. Do not buy the Hanya.
Also, weird thing. So with like stripped hex, you can usually take one size, the ridge slightly higher, then hammer it into there, and then it'll kind of be locked. You can't reuse that screw, but you can get it out. The metal on those screws is too tough to allow that, but so weak that it's stripped out really easy. Now, granted, I was pulling them out too much and putting them in too hard. I wasn't, cutting my wires, but I was getting pretty close. It took me a while to learn how not to do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had it for like a week, and then it's just like, whoop. And it was actually the positive that I unscrewed, and then it freaking undone it. So it would not work at all because the positive screw was in the negative and positive area, and it was just shorting out constantly.
Yep. Shorten it up. Small enough. All right, guys. So thanks for watching. This was just us hanging out talking about vaping. If you like the video, hit that like button so I know you want more of this. If you want to see more reviews, more vape talk, just hit that subscribe button and you'll get notified anytime I make a video. All around, guys, I appreciate you watching the video. Take it easy, guys.
Also, my channel will be up eventually. Just Eric Zanne, Zanne. If you're ever interested in writing a story or another perspective on how to do it or how I do it, give it a watch.
Also, a review coming up for the Tsunami RDA, which is a kick-ass RDA. Also, the new Anakin device, the Atheon, the TC100. And yeah, that's about it. Send you out with some big-ass clouds, motherfucker.
Do 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 go. Do 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 do.
We're good. What's up, guys? We're just gonna QLOC. Okay. Do you need the QLOC?
You're gonna hold both of those down.
I messed up. We'll cut this out. Put on nickel mode.
Yeah, that'll work well. Limp wrist.
Yeah, get the gay wrist in there.
Oh
Hey,
my
what's
god.
up? This is Vaping with Ace and some
My
random guy
god.
from down the street.
Oh fuck yeah.